Hello, everyone. It is a great honor to be here to have a presentation to you. My topic today is Content and Language Integrated Learning Teacher Training for Elementary Education in China. I'm Zhang Xiaohui. I'm a PhD student in School of Language Academy of UTM. And at the same time, I'm an associate professor of Xi'an University, Shanxi Province. My research field is CLIL teaching and learning. And my sharing today includes background and significance, research method, results, discussion, and conclusion. First, in 2002, David Marsh defined content and language integrated learning as a kind of learning approach with the integration between learning, language, and other subjects to meet the needs of the European Union. In 2004, university scholars and researchers started their discussion of it on CLIL theory, CLIL learning, the effectiveness of CLIL for students. However, in 2019, Ministry of Education of China recommended a new liberal art in professional development of universities in China. After that, in April of this year, the Ministry of Education enacted English curriculum standard for compulsory education, which calls on the cultivation of intercultural communication skills, collaboration, critical thinking, innovation abilities for students. From all the above, we find the close relations between CLIL and the Chinese education reform, no matter in the higher education and the compulsory education field. And concerning CLIL development in China is highly significant, which can give suggestions on education policy making, CLIL teacher education, higher education reform, and CLIL teacher system establishment. CLIL is an approach having the dual focus of teaching learners curricula, content, and second language, usually English, in an integrated manner. And at the same time, CLIL teacher can be subject teachers, language teachers, primary classroom teachers, or classroom assistants. If we want to be a qualified CLIL teacher, we should have the following competence: non-language subject, language of instruction, methodological skills. Then a non-experimental study was carried out by using a survey-based technique to collect data in order to achieve the objectives of this study. And I just use a questionnaire, interview, and to give the analysis of all the data I just collected with SPSS analysis. These three sections made up of the questionnaire. Part A, the demographic information. Part B, theoretical knowledge of CLIL. And Part C, practical skill of knowledge of CLIL. So let's just see the results and the discussion. From the training, online survey was distributed to QQ group, and we can find only 9.6% of the sample consisted of men. There were 139 English instructors, while there were 4 in secondary schools and 8 in colleges and universities. With the Cronbach's alpha of 0.941, the scale's overall dependability is strong and good. Each of Part B and C is worth 0.834 and 0.956. The outcome of the current CLIL training environment in China is shown in Figure 3. According to the aforementioned variance analysis, all data for each question are above 0.05. And this means that participants' education background has no bearing on how they perceive CLIL knowledge. Then, to determine the relationship between mean 1 and mean 2, the interview will be carried out to 2 teachers. The interview lasted 30 minutes. Teacher A believes that the training program is effective. The program gives her chance to speak with certain experts and exchange ideas with them, which can help her better understand how to implement the CLIL concept in English teaching. But it is impractical and impossible for every instructor to learn everything in just 6 hours of training. She still have a lot of trouble, such as distinguish it from other comparable teaching strategies, such as immersion teaching and STEM teaching. Additionally, she finds it difficult to balance between language and content in a class. Teacher B said CLIL idea is fantastic, but as the concept is flexible, what she learned in the training program may not be appropriate for her students in her school. She thought she need to cooperate with other teachers from other subjects to develop subject materials themselves. From the demographic information of the questionnaire, we can see the fact that those between the ages of 20 and 29 account for 6.5%, 4% of all participants. Therefore, the design of a CLIL training should keep their special needs in consideration. The results also show that 139 teachers from primary schools, highlighting the limitation of CLIL training initiatives in China's primary education system. More research focuses on the effectiveness of CLIL and its theoretical exploration. Regarding the data of a present situation of CLIL training in Figure 3, Part B is satisfactory. And we can see that teachers developed their identity as a language educator. However, the current training in China is mostly provided by the foreign language teaching and research press, and the major format are the demonstration class and the exchange of a teaching experience. The data shows that education background doesn't affect teachers' perception on CLIL competence, but teaching experience does. This is different from the investigation in other CLIL projects in other countries, which shows no differences are detected in terms of amount of teaching experience. Only type of teacher is considered. This is due to the fact that data collected from British Council, which has been using CLIL in 19 different schools for 2 decades. But the data in this article solely comes from a training program and contains no actual classroom teaching research. About the correlation analysis between Part B and Part C, the higher the CLIL communicative competence, the higher their CLIL theoretical knowledge. The author admits that there are limitations for the study. Neither the statistics nor the perspectives of people from secondary schools and colleges about CLIL can be reflected. Furthermore, more opinions from those male teachers should be taken into consideration because the participants' gender distribution is uneven. In addition, personal factors such as language experience are excluded out of this study. Actually, some of the teachers who have got their diploma outside of China tend to have a higher competence in linguistic competence and communication proficiency. Finally, there is no practice in the seminar. the research cannot identify the collaboration and classroom management abilities. After the analysis, suggestions are given like this. More research centers or teaching research centers should be established. And besides that, teacher training programs should be supported by the enaction of the educational policy to build long-term mechanism for the cooperation and communication among teachers from different subjects, such as teacher learning community. Furthermore, the design for the training program should consider the special personal needs from different teachers, from different teaching experiences and different regions, as China is a vast land with various schools and universities in different demands. At last, a comprehensive teacher cultivation system is finally required, not only for in-service teachers, but for pre-service teachers. That's all. Thanks for your listening.